Welcome to the righteous sphere. We separate the gray areas over here. We don't do the lying like those other places. No. We don't do no fucking lying over here. You're gonna get the truth.
When you see men fall, don't laugh. Learn. Learn. Because you're on your way up. And the things that tempt people to fall, you and I are not free from that temptation, nor from the weakness that will cause us to stumble and fall. When you laugh at somebody else's fall, white or black, rich or poor, your enemy or your friend, you are laughing and opening a way for your own demise when you do that. Because to laugh and not learn, to make mockery and not to understand, is to make the same mistake yourself. Did you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Guys, we're going to have ourselves a good old conversation today. I'm about tired of this Diddy stuff. Rolling Stones exposes Diddy connection to Biggie's end, guys. But we know that, though, guys, right? Y'all know that. We emotionally intelligent, right? We emotional intelligent over here, so we know who did it. We know Diddy did it. You know what I mean? Diddy did it. Part 2, guys. But I'm going to prove it today, guys. I'm going to prove it. Y'all see the thumbnail, guys, right? Y'all know who that man is right there, guys, in the thumbnail? That's not Busta Rhymes. I know I got some young audience members. I know. Do y'all know who that is? That is not Busta Rhymes right there, guys. That right there, this right here, his name is Lance Rivera, guys. And if anybody knows who did Big wrong, it's gonna be him, guys. Why I say that? Because Lance Rivera was Biggie's business partner, was not Puff. Know what I mean? Lance Rivera is Biggie's business partner. So Rolling Stones, they did not break no new news. If you pay attention, the clues is always in front of you, guys. We all knew Biggie was trying to get up out of there. That's not new news. He was partners with him, guys. Now, if you go look him up, you will figure out exactly what I'm talking about. For those of you that don't know, this Biggie had his own label. Biggie had his own label whitewashed under that man right there. Yes, Undies Entertainment, that was Biggie's label. The label that signed Cameron, guys. Signed Cameron. Remember, Puffy didn't want Cam. Puffy wanted Mace. But Biggie saw Cam and said, oh, you don't want him? I'll take him. And he put him with Undies. See, a lot of y'all don't know that this is Biggie's business partner because you might just know him for being the man that got poked by Jay-Z. And this is why Jay-Z is always mentioned in connection with Diddy and his mess. You see, now Jay-Z is no angel. And he don't pretend to be an angel, but he just be calm. You know what I mean? He just be calm. He not hype. He's not all over the place. How Suge say? He not all up in the video. You know what I mean? He see, and that's what got Puff caught out there because he always want to be up in the video and up in the front. But yeah, y'all, it's not new news. Biggie was going with had a $62 million deal. And that's back in the 90s, guys. Do you know what $62 million look like? Do you know Biggie, Jay-Z, and Nas was going to be in the commission? They were going to start the commission, guys. Puffy wasn't going to be able to stop that. Diddy wasn't going to be able to stop that. And Diddy wasn't going to make no money off that. So Diddy had every incentive to screw over Big, guys. We ain't know it at the time. But that's what it come down to, guys. Biggie never saw the business side of hip hop. Puff always was a culture vulture. Puff saw the business side. That's why Puff was so quick to throw all his artists in shiny suits. You know what I mean? To engage with that with the global aspect of hip hop. Biggie didn't want to do that. Biggie just wanted to rap. Biggie, if it was up to Biggie, he would have just stood on that Brooklyn block and just rapped his ass off and messed with some girls. Biggie did not want to do that fancy that shit. He didn't. He liked the money, but he didn't want to do that. This is why he started his own brand and his own label called Junior Mafia, guys. You go listen to a Junior Mafia album. Ain't none of that. Ain't none of that shiny suit, that juicy and one more chance. It's none of that on that, guys. Know what I mean? Because Biggie did not want to do the Puff. He didn't. And Puff got frustrated, bro. But let's get into it, guys. Let's get into it, because you can't take my word for it, because how he know that? How he know? I know how y'all do. But just keep in mind, today we're going to do a lot of screenshots. I can't play the actual content, but y'all know we act Vlad. If you want to go see the whole video, you could go to Vlad TV and you could watch the whole 3-hour damn interview. But on this interview right here, you ain't have to wait for Rolling Stones. Mind you, this been out for a year. This interview right here was out for a year. He told the truth. He told the truth. And he been telling the truth. Everybody named Mama know Diddy ain't right. But that's what we're gonna do today, guys. So give me a second. You know what I mean? Let me get the content up. I see we got a super chat. Salute, salute, salute. Oh man, we got a 9 months membership, man. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. This is the type of stuff I like. This is the support I like, because you help yourself. You support me by helping yourself. Thank you, man. I appreciate you. Keep dropping the gems on these celebs all day. You already know. If you learn how the celebs is moving, then you will know how the sheeps that follow their every word, because they got money. So because we live in a society where if you got money, then you the truth. You know what I mean? You can't just have you can't just be regular and tell the truth, because nobody gonna believe you. So, you know what I mean? But if you follow them, you know exactly how the sheep are acting. That's not them, but that's how they acting. But let's get on into it, man. Salute and thank you, man. We not at the I don't got the money bowl. We at the celebrity joint. I gotta get some things for the celebrity, man. I gotta get some things for the celebrity. What? I don't got nothing, man. Yeah, I don't got nothing on this one right here.
Niggas hate on us. You hate on a nigga. I don't understand why you hate on me, nigga.
We don't understand.
Show love, nigga. It don't show nothing. It don't cost nothing to show a nigga love.
All we doing
nigga.
is getting money.
Show a nigga some love, nigga.
Wabbly dabbly.
Niggas out here don't love me, nigga.
They don't love.
You know what I mean? But let's get into it, guys.
Biggie hitched a ride on Diddy's Bad Boy Entertainment rocket, unleashing his debut album, Ready to Die, in '94. However, in '97, after a Soul Train Music Awards shindig, Biggie was shot in the city of Angels.
Rapper Chris Wallace, better known as Notorious B.I.G, was gunned down in a drive-by shooting at 12:04 a.m. Pacific time Sunday morning. Biggie was rushed to Cedars-Sinai Medical Center, where he was pronounced dead.
At just 24, he bid the world farewell. Now, fast forward to the present, new information emerges, throwing shade on everything we thought we knew about Biggie's exit from the stage.
Let's keep it a buck. Let's stop this bullshit, man. Let's stop doing these interviews, man, about this, because people ain't getting it.
In this video, we will look at the evidence that suggests Diddy might be involved in Biggie's death. Diddy did it. On March 8, 1997, Biggie presented an award to Tony Braxton at the Soul Train Awards in Los Angeles. Some people in the audience didn't like him and booed him. Later, at a party in the Peterson Automotive Museum, things got too crowded and the party was shut down. Around 12:30 a.m., Biggie left in the second car of a three-car group. At 12:45 a.m., after the party, when the streets were busy, Biggie's car stopped at a red light near the museum. Another car pulled up, and someone in a blue suit and bow tie fired about 6 shots into Biggie's car. 4 shots hit Biggie in the chest. He was taken to Cedars-Sinai Hospital and declared dead at 1:15 a.m. It took a month for the LAPD to move Biggie Smalls' murder case to a special unit, the Robbery and Homicide Division, known for handling high-profile cases. The LAPD was accused of corruption in handling the
Now, what I want y'all to peep, right, and how you gonna connect the dots, right? Didn't Diddy have an ex-wife that she just magically died? The coroner came in, and then the coroner got replaced, and then it got. You see, you don't see the pattern, bro. You gotta watch the people with power. You gotta watch. You put power in the wrong hands, and people usually earn their death. But you gotta see the pattern now. So now it took all this long for them to do this with Big, and the same thing with Kim Porter. And I remember hearing something about her coroner got replaced because at first they said it was a deletion, and then they switched it up and said it was the pneumonia joint. So you see how it's always funny business. Money changes that. Having money could change that. Having money could take something from a deletion to a heart attack. Understand?
case with suspicions that Suge Knight and some officers were involved. Biggie's mother filed a $400 million lawsuit against the LAPD in the city.
8 years, 3 months, and 29 days. Today, my son was murdered.
Who do you think murdered his son?
The truth will come out.
But it was dismissed. The case was closed, but 4 years later, the FBI reopened it due to new developments. LAPD officer David Mack was suspected in the Biggie Smalls murder case because he drove a car similar to the shooter. When his home was searched, they found a shrine to Tupac Shakur, the same type of guns used in the murder, and unusual metal-piercing bullets. FBI files suggested he obstructed the investigation. Mack served time for a bank robbery, but denies involvement in Biggie's murder and has been quiet since his release in 2010. However, he was said to have spoken to people close to him. He claims there's a direct link between Diddy and the tragic death of the famous rapper Biggie. According to Mack, tensions between Diddy and notorious B.I.G. had been building up for a while. They used to be close, with Diddy mentoring and producing for Biggie. However, as their careers rose, so did conflicts and power struggles in the music industry. Mack claims that Diddy saw Biggie as a cash cow, a means to further his own success and financial gain. The notorious B.I.G.'s immense talent and popularity had made him a lucrative asset, and Diddy allegedly sought to exploit this for his own benefit. But as Biggie's star continued to rise, so did his desire for independence and creative control. He wanted to break free from Diddy's influence and establish himself as a force to be reckoned with in the industry. This created a rift between the two, with Diddy feeling threatened by Biggie's growing autonomy. Mack's alleged statements suggest that Diddy saw Biggie's desire for independence as a direct challenge to his authority and control. It is alleged that Diddy began to view Biggie as a liability, someone who could potentially expose the inner workings of the music industry and the ruthless tactics employed to maintain power. According to Gene Deal, before his death, B.I.G. was considering leaving Bad Boy for a big deal worth over $60 million. Deal mentioned this in an interview with DJ Vlad, where he claimed to have seen Biggie's Bad Boy contract while looking after Diddy's briefcase. The contract detailed Biggie's earnings, excluding publishing income, which remained with Diddy. When Deal asked about it, Biggie reportedly shared his plans for a new deal that would bring in a lot of money. Also,
Now, you know he ain't lying. Name one Bad Boy artist that was happy with their contract, with their first contract. Name one. You name one. Didn't the Locks have a problem? Didn't the Locks have an issue with their first contract? Didn't Mace have an issue with his first contract? Even Craig Mack had an issue. He was still saying he didn't get paid properly for going into the studio. So name one Bad Boy artist that was happy with their contract. So what makes Biggie so different? If Biggie was alive today, he'd tell you, he'd have stories about being great. In fact, hold that thought right there, because you know who gonna keep it real? You know who gonna keep it all the way 100? Rest in peace to the man DMX. Rest in peace to DMX. Cause it's a little clip. It's a little clip, and let's get to it, guys. Let's do it. I told you we're gonna take our time today so that we can get the truth. Cause people just be reporting what they hear nowadays. You know what I mean? You can't just go off what you hear. You got to go research the information and connect the dots. You got to play connect the dots now. Now let's hear what X had to say, because I remember this interview. You know what I mean? I remember watching this, and I'll be remembering stuff. Let's listen.
And so I saw Biggie Smalls like hard nigga, Brooklyn nigga, dude. He shot you. I was like, yeah, nigga, get it. And they was like smiling, bro, like, oh shit, yo. It made you realize, like, oh, he's enjoying his life, man.
Do you have any memories of Biggie?
I only met him once.
Tell us about that.
Well, you know, Locks got signed before I did. Even though I bought the Locks Store Riders, you know, they got signed. They were a safer group, you know.
Exactly. I was about to say, you bought the locks. You took the locks off of the. You took the locks out of hell. So you know firsthand how he be doing them, how he be doing his artists. But go ahead, X. We're gonna connect the dots.
Puff signed them. And it was a blessing and a curse, because they were sure they were happy about getting signed first, and they were on the Benjamins and shit was going. But then he made them jiggy and put them in suits and made them write lyrics for him and took all that publishing and raped them. Wow. Like,
oh, see, Key, the locks, everybody had a problem with them suits then. Everybody was running from them suits. So he, yeah. He took Big down. He said, Big, you going down first.
Oh, Puff signed them. And it was a blessing and a curse, because they were sure they were happy about getting signed first, and they were on the Benjamins and shit was going. But then he made them jiggy and put them in suits and made them write lyrics for him and took all that publishing and raped them. Wow. Like, damn. I'm glad I didn't, you know, like, you keep that. I never saw Biggie smile until after he died.
Earl Simmons, the rapper better known as DMX, died in April 2021 at White Plains Hospital in White Plains, New York, 1 week after suffering a heart attack, but not before exposing Diddy for the devil that he is and how badly he treated the legendary Biggie Smalls. DMX's 2-decade-plus career was beset by legal troubles, tabloid headlines, and struggles with drug addiction. But he was also one of the most successful hardcore rappers to ever cross over on a mainstream stage, an artist with a huge cultural impact and influence that extended well beyond his core audience and a powerful artistic style of passionate urgency. In one of his past interviews, X opened up about meeting Biggie, an encounter he remembered with a heavy heart thanks to the confession that the hypnotized hitmaker told him. Care to find out? Then stick around, we are just getting started.
Because they were sure they were happy about getting signed first, and they were on the Benjamins and shit was going. But then he made them jiggy and put them in suits and made them write lyrics for him and took all that publishing and raped them.
DMX's arrival in the mid-90s coincided.
Yeah, but when he say that, though, you see, we all know what DMX meant when he said that. You know what I mean? The public and these people that's just looking for for chaos, they're gonna run with it. He was not talking about physical grape. He was talking about the contracts, how Diddy was doing his artists, guys, was like, you know what I mean? So if you got an artist that's looking to make $62 million without you, bro, without you, Biggie, Puff ain't getting none of that Junior Mafia money. Junior Mafia wasn't signed to Bad Boy, guys. That was Biggie money right there. And remember, guys, don't forget. Biggie's business manager. He spoke to Biggie 3 hours before Biggie got deleted. We're going to get to that, too. We're going to get to that interview. Let's get back to that. Let's get back to the timeline.
So when you think about it, it wasn't until September 2023 that Diddy handed Biggie's publishing rights to his estate. Since Biggie is no longer around, confirming Deal's statements about his Bad Boy contract might be challenging. However, Biggie's mother, Valletta Wallace, shared details about the money he received when he joined the label in her 2005 book, Biggie. Valletta Wallace remembers her son Christopher. She said, "The truth is, Christopher accepted the illusion of a friend and mentor for about $25,000. That's the amount Puffy lured my son with. That was a lot of money for Christopher back then as a 19-year-old. He had never seen that much at one time in his life. It was enough money to make my son believe that Puffy was ready to do anything for him. It was enough to buy a blind love and loyalty." The motive behind Biggie's murder, according to Mac, was twofold. First, Diddy allegedly stood to gain financially from Biggie's death. He claims that Diddy had taken out a substantial life insurance policy on Biggie, ensuring a hefty payout in the event of his untimely demise. Second, Mac alleges that Diddy wanted to send a chilling message to other artists who might dare to challenge his authority. Biggie's murder would serve as a warning, a stark reminder of the consequences of crossing Diddy or attempting to break free from his grip. It was a ruthless display of power and control designed to maintain the status quo within the music industry. Also, another thing that must be mentioned is the fact that Biggie was supposed to be in London when he was killed. In one interview with Art of Dialogue, Kirk Burroughs, the former president of Bad Boy Records, discusses the events leading up to the death of Biggie. Burroughs explains that they had to go to Los Angeles for the award show season, where they had nominated records.
Who idea was it, man, for Biggie to go to LA so soon, knowing that Tupac got killed 6 months earlier?
The award show season was up. We had to go out there to participate in that. We had records that were nominated.
Despite Biggie's car accident and broken femur, they couldn't skip the event. Biggie was convinced to go to LA early to avoid last-minute rush. Clive Davis, the head of Arista Records, had arranged an extensive marketing campaign for Biggie, including an international press junket in London after the award show. They had a detailed itinerary for Biggie's departure to London on an early Saturday morning flight. Burroughs reveals that late Friday night or early Saturday.
All right, guys, hold on. Because that's what the mainstream want to tell you. Remember, I tell y'all, go do the research yourself. So I had to go to somebody that I know gonna know the answer to what did Biggie want? Did he want to go to London or did he want to go to Brooklyn? Brooklyn. If he was in Brooklyn, he'd been alive right now, or did he want to go to LA? London or LA? So since that's a focal point, right? Since that's a focal point, we're gonna go to my guy. We're going to go to Biggie's business manager and get the answers. Because if Biggie trusts him and didn't trust Puff at the time, then we know his word is good. His word good. His word good. So let's go. Let's pull that up real quick, guys. Hold on. Just work with me today. Work with me. I'm trying to get y'all the truth. I'm trying to get y'all to the truth. And I think I got to put the block on this. So yeah, I gotta put the block on this, but this is gonna be This is gonna be on Vlad TV. All of these clips that you're hearing, you can see it in the whole video. Go to Vlad TV. All right, now let's hear that.
Well, when it comes to the Tupac murder, I can confidently say who did it or who was in the vicinity of where it happened. The Keefe D story, the first Keefe D interview essentially laid out the story and all the pieces fit together, right? Mm-hmm. Between Keefe D's story, Idi Amin, who was in the car behind him, Chris Carroll, the first responder, everything fits together. We know why Tupac died. It was over the MGM incident and it was retaliation over that. Mm-hmm. When it comes to Biggie's murder, I am not confident in terms of who did it. I interviewed Mob James, who was, the head of Death Row's street security. He was the one that brought all the Bloods into Death Row. He thinks it was a guy named Poochie, who was a Blood, who was associated with Suge, who's known as a shooter and a killer, who's now dead. When you hear the theory that Poochie was the shooter, what is your take on it?
Right on.
Was Poochie known as a shooter?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was a hitter for real, for real.
Okay. Yeah. So doing something like this would not be out of character?
Not at all. Now that he's dead, everybody can speak on it and whatever now. I'm surprised they haven't came and said they know who did it. But the hood talks. Everybody know who was doing what, especially when it comes around Death Row. So, yeah, everybody knew who did it, why it was done. And you know, some cats are still applying the fact that it happened because we lost Tupac. So just in retaliation of that, you know, it is what it is. That's how they felt.
Okay, so in terms of the streets talking and the rumors, is Poochie the name that comes up more often than not?
That's it.
Okay. So if you were to bet,
I win a lot of goddamn money.
You know, if you were to bet Poochie or Amir Muhammad or the government,
I'll win a lot of goddamn money.
Okay, but by betting on Poochie.
Yes, sir. Man, come on, this is street shit.
Yeah, Poochie may have been the selected, chosen one to do it, but who's behind Poochie?
This war was going on between Death Row and Bad Boy.
Right, because if it was ultimately proven that Poochie was the one who did it, then that ties Suge Knight into that conspiracy.
Yes.
I remember Theo, you know, the radio DJ called me up one day and said, oh, it's this one cop with LAPD. We looked into it. There's no actual proof of any of this. So right now in 2023, I honestly, as much as I know and as many people as I speak to, I honestly don't know who killed Biggie. Do you feel like you know who killed Biggie?
Yeah.
Can you say it?
No, I'm going to tell it on the series.
Okay. But you feel confident you know who did it?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Wow, you heard him? Yo, you see how confident? This is Rivera, y'all, for those of you that just joined the live. This is Biggie Business Managers. You know what I mean? This the owner of Biggie's company. Him and Biggie owned Entertainment. They signed Cameron. They were going to sign the commission. They were going to sign Tracy Lee. They had $62 million to do whatever they wanted. Biggie. Yeah. Puffy couldn't touch it. And Biggie was doing less and less songs with Puff after that double CD. That's why he was doing so much. He was trying to get out of that bum-ass contract. Just like Mace. Just like the Locks.
Okay. I did my research.
Okay.
And stop blaming Suge, because nowhere in Suge's story has always been beat them niggas up, fuck them niggas up, drag them niggas, beat their ass. There's no, in this story, there's no kill him, shoot him. Niggas was shooting Suge.
Well, but you know, the thinking was, hey, I lost my big artist. I'm gonna make you lose your big artist.
Suge is.
That's what the world is. That's what they distracted with. They distracted with that foolishness. This is a deeper issue. Go ahead, tell it, yo. Tell it like it is, bro.
So y'all painting these characters. Suge was, all these guys was puppets, scapegoats.
Thank you.
Bigger plays were involved with them when it came to this hundreds and billions of dollars in money, man.
Okay.
Well, who got it now? And let me ask you a question, who got the hundreds and billions of dollars now? Because it's divided around. You got Dre, you got Jay-Z, you ain't no Angel, and this is why they on your ass, Jay. This is why they always associate you with these things, because it's a cold world. Once they got rid of Biggie and Pac and you demons stepped in, you know what I mean, right? Let's go back to the list. You got Dre, you got Jay-Z, you got Ice Cube running around here, right? All the destructive ones, right? From back in the days, from NWA, right? Eaton, right? Diddy, Eaton. So something wrong with Diddy branch. This must be something wrong with the Diddy branch. Diddy better get out his jewels. Something wrong with them jewels, then stop protecting Diddy. But we know why 50 get to do whatever he want to do, right? Because he under the Dr. Dre umbrella. Wink, wink, right? 50, you ain't no angel, bro. We see you. But when you critically think, guys, you could, the evidence be right there in your face. Look at Ice Cube. He got the big three and all this. He get everything, right? He got the movies now and all that. They the devil, man. The devil. But go ahead, Go ahead. We gonna play that back, bro. Stop saying Suge. Suge did not benefit. How Suge benefited? He in jail. How can you stop blaming Suge? You can only blame the people that benefited from them two being gone. Obvious. Suge in jail. They got him out the way. They got him out the way because he might tell. He know what's going on. And he have said, he told y'all that Puff did it. You know what I mean? He told y'all that. But everybody already painted him out to be the big bad villain, hanging people off balconies. So you ain't listening to him. We following Puff. He free and he got money. And guys, ain't it funny how we could get on here and do live streams calling out F stuff in men, right? Because Puffy a black man, like I'm a black man, and we could get up here and call it out, right? Our sisters will sit up here and suck it up. Like, yeah, they should kill him. Yeah, hang on, hang on, hang on. Soon as we get up here and call out a female displaying the same, if not worse, activity, we bashing women though, right? Just take note of that, y'all. So that was a side note. Side note. Just keep that side note, guys. Remember that.
I lost my big artist. I'm gonna make you lose your big artist.
Suge is y'all painting these characters. Suge was all these guys was puppets, scapegoats. Bigger plays were involved with them when it came to this hundreds and billions of dollars in money, man.
Okay. Well, Biggie passes away, and there was a huge funeral procession in Brooklyn, like nothing anyone's ever seen. You were there?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I was one of his pallbearers.
You were one of the pallbearers. Yeah, man. I'm sorry for your loss.
Yeah.
That was a loss. But at least you got to see Brooklyn celebrate.
But I seen Brooklyn celebrate from the first record.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like from the first.
Yo, definitely Toxic Ring. Because look, you know me, I'm gonna attack the boss. Who they under? What umbrella they under? They all fall under the Dr. Dre umbrella. So you just connecting the dots, bro. You just connecting the dots. Snoop been not hot for a long time. Snoop been not hot, but he's relevant. How? What are you relevant for? You worse than the Kardashian at this point.
Song at the radio. Brooklyn was there. The tunnel.
Yeah.
One thing, we go to the tunnel. They say, how many with y'all? All of them. And Big would stay by the front of the door until the whole Brooklyn got into the tunnel.
Love it.
Incredible. Good information, guys. That's key information, y'all. Clip that if you need to. Let's get back to the timeline.
Morning, Biggie called P. Diddy and canceled the trip to London. Despite being prepared to go, Biggie decided to stay in LA. Burroughs emphasizes that Biggie might have preferred not to go if Diddy had told him he didn't have to.
Now, I know for a fact that he was prepared to go, would have loved not to go if his label owner had only said, you don't have to go, Big.
Burroughs suggests that Combs may have wanted to record his album in LA as a way of asserting himself. This decision, along with attending events in the city, may have contributed to the unfortunate situation. There were warnings about the need for more security in LA, and
y'all missing the point. This is why I be saying, y'all got to go to the source's mouth, because that's not what Big wanted to do, B. Big wanted to be up in the hotel with Heather Hunter and Janet Jackman, y'all. Look, I'm gonna show you. Come on, man. You don't listen to everything that you hear. Don't believe everything you hear, bro. Let's get to that. Let's get to this.
I need to save money. Busy gave me the best service for the best price.
As a freelancer, the $0 startup cost is what convinced me I could actually do this.
Well, then March 9th came around.
Mm-hmm.
Biggie and his crew were in LA.
Mm-hmm.
They decided to go to the Vibe party.
Mm-hmm.
Party got too crowded, and we've done interviews with Gene Deal and C's and everyone else around this. Everyone decides to leave.
Mm-hmm.
A car pulls up and opens fire.
Mm-hmm.
Biggie ends up getting shot.
Mm-hmm.
They take him to the hospital, and he's pronounced dead
Mm-hmm.
at the hospital. When did you get the phone call?
I had a conversation with Biggie 3 hours before he died. The conversation was, don't leave the room. Don't go. Puff's trying to get me to go to this party.
You heard him? You heard him? You heard him? You heard him, right? You heard him? Who he said? Who he said? He's talking to his business manager. He's talking to his business manager. Keep in mind now, Puff and Biggie lawyer, they going at it because Puff don't want to give Biggie his publishing so Biggie can go do his thing with his business partner. We are listening to Biggie's business partner, guys. We're going to play that back. All right? Y'all ain't need Rolling Stone to tell y'all this.
Don't leave the room. I had a conversation with Biggie 3 hours before he died. The conversation was, don't leave the room. Don't go. Puff's trying to get me to go to this party. Don't leave the room. Get on a plane and go to London in the morning. He promised me that he wouldn't leave the room. I said, well, what are you going to do? He said, I'm waiting for Heather Hunter and Janet Jackson. At that time, they were the biggest porn stars on the planet. And I'm so envious. I'm like, fuck. And we just going to smoke out until it's time for me to leave in the morning. So I say, he like, yo, love you, bro. He hangs up the phone. 3 hours after that conversation, D-Rock called me crying and said, Big's dead. And I keep over and over saying, you wasn't supposed to leave the room, bro. And if I had to do it all over and relive it all over, I would probably say the only thing that I would change is I would have got on that plane March 7th and been out there, because he wouldn't have died. Because
Yo, you can't say that, You can't say that because Puff ain't like you, bro. Puff ain't like you because he knew what you was doing, bro. You know that. Puff did not like you, so you can't really say that. But what you can say is Puff set him up, bro. And Biggie folded to that manipulation. He a very manipulative man, bro. That Puffy a very manipulative man. And Biggie folded. He knew he was supposed to stay in that room. He knew he wasn't even supposed to bring his ass over there. He knew that. Incredible, y'all. Y'all heard it for yourself.
I had a conversation with Biggie 3 hours before he died. The conversation was, don't leave the room. Don't go. Puff's trying to get me to go to this party. Don't leave the room. Get on a plane and go to London in the morning. He promised me that he wouldn't leave the room. I said, well, what are you going to do? He said, I'm waiting for Heather Hunter and Janet Jackson. At that time, they were the biggest porn stars on the planet. And I'm so envious. I'm like, fuck. And we just going to smoke out until it's time for me to leave in the morning. So I say, he like, yo, love you, bro. He hangs up the phone. 3 hours after that conversation, D-Rock called me crying and said, Big's dead. And I keep over and over saying, you wasn't supposed to leave the room, bro. And if I had to do it all over and relive it all over, I would probably say the only thing that I would change is I would have got on that plane March 7th and been out there, because he wouldn't have died. Because you'll see that I stood in front of him every time under all those conditions. And I fought. Everybody tells this story about Big and how, you know, I heard we weren't under that kind of pressure. We, you know, it was all good. I've heard all of these statements.
Exactly. Biggie was scared to death, and he was following Puff. He was following Puff lead, and Puff led him to the Dragons, bro. Big was scared. Go ahead, tell the truth, bro. Everybody talking crazy. You spoke to the man 3 hours before he, you know what I mean? Puff did that, y'all. Sorry to say.
Pressure. We, you know, it was all good. I've heard all of these statements, but at that moment in time, me and him every single day, it was be safe. Don't go out. Just do the work.
Right.
Because they talked me out of going, because I wanted to go and I couldn't figure out why. Why? We know what we up against. It's so much that happened during that time. It's, you know, it's the world knew Big shouldn't have been in LA. It's somebody dropped the ball.
You know exactly who dropped the ball, Lance. Man, I'm just glad you speaking, bro. Cause nobody seen, and what's sad is, right, the feds is running down on anybody caught, spotted on them cameras or on them tapes. If they run down on you're done, son. You are done. Know what I mean? CeeLo, Carl Myers, what's going on, man? Salute. Man. But this is why you wouldn't have got next to Puff. You wouldn't have got next to Puff any way you put it, bro. Listen to how he met Puff. Listen to how him and Puff met each other. And this is how you know Puff always wanted to keep Big away from him. Puff wanted total control of Big, bro.
Well, that next year in 93, Uptown ends up firing Puffy.
Mm-hmm.
So then he starts Bad Boy Records.
Mm-hmm.
And Biggie signs to Bad Boy, along with Craig Mack.
Mm-hmm.
And then around that time, Biggie has his daughter as well.
Mm-hmm.
You actually give him money to help out his daughter.
Yeah.
But Big is still on the block selling crack during this time.
And he was signed to Puffy.
Right. Because there's no money yet. Was it around this time that you sent Biggie to North Carolina at your stash house to just kind of chill?
Yeah, well, you know, Puff kept telling him it's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. And he was like, yo, I'm pressed. I've got a baby on the way. Like, what do you want me to do? Like, it's...
Exactly. It wasn't all peaches and cream, bro. You can't keep telling me it's fine, I'm rapping and shit and getting money, you cashing checks and you talking about it's fine. Whole time I'm still in the hood. I'm with my dope man, the dude that got the drugs popping. That's who Un is. Guys, I ain't want to lead and tell y'all that he's not a punk. You know what I mean? So y'all might think, oh, that's the dude that got stabbed by Jay-Z. You believe that if you wanna, you know what I mean? Like if it just went down like that, you know what I mean? But in any event, y'all hear it. Big was way closer with Un than he was with Puff for a very, very, very long time. When Puff was jerking Big, Un was holding Biggie down. That's why Biggie ain't have no problem sharing $62 million with Un to create entertainment and sign Cam.
It's, you know, my mom's, it's true story on records. Like my mom's sick. Like it's, I need something to do. And I'm like, okay, what you're going to do is you're going to go on a little trip and you're going to clear your head. And, you know, we had a stash house down in North Carolina, went down there and all he was doing was just living. And Puff was looking for him, you know, because he was, you know, he had just closed the deal with Clive, you know, so he was like, where's he at? Where's he at? And Big was like, yo, is this guy, is he serious though? You know,
right, because there's no money yet.
There's no money yet. Yeah.
Right. Okay. So Big starts working on Ready to Die.
Mm-hmm.
Now, at the time, Puffy was his official manager.
Yes.
So he was signed to Puffy, and Puffy was his manager at the same
Yes.
time.
Yes.
Mark Pitts, who was Puffy's
conflict of interest like a mother, yo. And Puffy know it. Diddy knew it.
cousin
Mhm.
and assistant,
Mhm.
was also helping out with Big.
Well, he was the point person. He was the babysitter.
Exactly.
That's how he started. He started because it was a conflict of interest with Puff being a manager and him being signed to his production company.
Yeah.
Right. So now, and Big knew that. He kind of, felt that way. He was Big was so smart and intelligent because he was making, Mark take less money as a percentage, so.
Wasn't there a situation kind of early on when Big needed money and he ended up selling part of his publishing back to Puffy for like, I don't know, 25,000 or something?
No, that was the original publishing contract from him, whatever.
Wow, B. Wow. Puffy, you was a slum ball.
Whatever advance that Puff gave him from the beginning, that was it all.
That was all.
Because at some point, Jacob had it something like a $200,000 publishing deal on the table for Big, and Big kind of was like, at that point he told us that Puff got me, he got me locked in, like let's do something to make me on the same level. And
okay, well, Big, but you hadn't met Puffy yet.
No, I hadn't met Puff yet.
Okay, and there was that moment that you and Big went to this Jodeci video shoot.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when you met Puffy for the first time.
I didn't even
you didn't even
Puffy.
meet him, but that was the first time you guys saw each other.
Yes.
And what happened there?
Well, when we got to Harlem, it was just me and Big. And when we got to Harlem, Big gets out the car and we're on 125th Street, right across the street from the Mart. Big goes across the street and all of a sudden you see Big's head drop. And he comes back across the street and he starts to tell me that, Puff said, you can't just be bringing anybody with you. Devontae just had got robbed or something around that time. And, and I was like, nah, Big, don't worry about it. It's all good. I was like, just go ahead, have a good time. But I was upset because Puff didn't even give Big the benefit of the doubt. Like, so what he got?
Right, just sunned him, just handled him like, yo, nah, like, bro, he the hot commodity, my nigga. Biggie is the nigga that's hot commodity. We need to worry about who around Biggie, man. Fuck who around you.
Somebody with him. Like, that's he always had somebody with him after I was with him, so it just became one of those things where, on my way home, I called my older brother and said, all right, I'm gonna get in the music business just to get on Puff's nerves.
To piss him off.
To piss him off.
Okay. And that was officially your start.
Yes.
In the music business.
And then he became Biggie business partner, guys. You see how that worked? Because of Puff disrespect and because he's seen the snake in Puff, he became his man. His man. Ain't about the money. He became his man's business partner because of the snake. That's why I said this video, this interview is way better than that little Rolling Stone article. Go catch it, y'all. It's the Lance Rivera interview, guys. Go check the whole interview out, man. I'm gonna play another key piece because A lot of you only know him for the Cameron debacle. Remember, he's the guy who didn't want to pay Mace, quote unquote, he didn't want to pay Mace to feature in Cam's first single, the video Horse and Carriage. But that was between Cam and Mace. You know what I mean? Cam didn't understand that all he had to do was ask for that budget. But at some point, I think Cam tried to pocket that budget. Cam tried to pocket the money that was given to him for a guest feature. But Cam ain't want to say that. But Mace knew that, yo, I supposed to get paid to feature. But now Cam want Mace to feature in his video just for free. Like, oh no, we homeboys. But that's not business, bro. Cause if I'm signed to a label, you gotta pay something, bro. You know what I mean? Or you come in my video and feature in my video, which didn't happen. You know what I mean? So y'all might know him from that, and y'all gonna know him from the Charlie Baltimore and Jay-Z, which he touched on that too. He touched on that whole Jay-Z, Charlie Baltimore thing in this Vlad interview, guys. But that's a whole nother video. So let's keep it on pace. So let's get back to the timeline.
Burroughs mentions budget constraints. The budget for Biggie's security ended with the LA portion of the trip, and when plans changed, he was left without adequate security. Now, in the same interview, Burroughs contradicts a statement made by Diddy in a separate interview where Diddy claimed Biggie wanted to go to LA.
He told Fat Joe that he didn't want to go to LA. He actually wanted to go to London. But Biggie.
Now, we just heard Biggie say he wanted to go to London. He did not want to be in LA. He was dead ass nervous. And while he was in LA, he wanted to just stay in the room.
He was the one that wanted to go to LA. He was the one that was pushing to go to LA.
That's not true. My name is Kirk Burroughs. I ran Bad Boy Entertainment. I helped co-found it. I created the company with him.
Burroughs asserts that Biggie did not want to go and was convinced to stay in LA instead of going to London.
He may not have wanted to go to London, but was talked into it. First time ever a rapper of your stature getting this treatment, that would be something he would be interested in doing, but he was easily talked out of it by Sean so that they can make an appearance at an event.
Everybody's story is matching now. Now, this is another dude who worked for Bad Boy who told you that Biggie was talked out of going where his spirit was sent, where his spirit should have been to go to where the devil wanted him to go.
In LA that Saturday night.
Diddy convinced Biggie to come down to LA at a time where Biggie shouldn't be seen anywhere around the city. He also didn't provide good security for his top star. It just doesn't make sense. And Gene Deal echoed this sentiment. In this interview, Gene Deal expressed his perspective on the circumstances surrounding Biggie traveling to Los Angeles shortly after Tupac's death and the aftermath of the East Coast-West Coast hip-hop feud. Gene Deal begins by addressing the criticism that Biggie might have been asking for trouble by going to LA so soon after Tupac's killing. He dismisses the idea that it was appropriate for Biggie to be in LA at that time, stating that the majority of people would agree he had no business being there.
You would get 100 people in the room, and out of the 100 people, probably 3 would say it was all right for Big to be in LA. 97% of those people would say he had no business in LA at that time. We all knew that.
Deal questions why Diddy would...
Another person sit there and say, we all knew that, bro. God damn it, yo.
Rent studio time in LA for Biggie to finish his album when they had their own studio, Daddy's House in New York. Deal questions the decision to send Biggie to LA, suggesting it was a risky move given the recent violent incidents and tensions between East Coast and West Coast artists.
Why would Puff rent studio time? Come on, man, look. You gotta look at what people do, man. You know Pac just got killed. It ain't no kind of business Big was doing. Big couldn't even walk. He couldn't run. They was pushing him around in a wheelchair, brother.
If the allegations are proven true, the legal ramifications for Diddy could be severe. The murder of the notorious B.I.G. remains an unsolved case, and the revelation of Diddy's alleged involvement could reopen the investigation and lead to a reevaluation of the evidence. There's strong evidence connecting Diddy to Biggie's death, but there's even more suggesting his involvement in Tupac's murder. Did he order Pac's hit too?
I bet you he did. I bet you he did. Let's get it.
Keefe D, the $1 million question. On all four of those occasions, there's San Diego, Anaheim, Irvine, and Vegas. Which ones do you actually talk to Puffy at? Every one. Every one of them. Which of those four is it when you talk to him about murdering Tupac? It really about.
According to Keefe D's interview with the FBI, he alleges that he was approached by none other than Diddy, who offered him a staggering $1 million to assassinate Tupac Shakur and Suge.
What did you actually hear? What was the words? The best you can remember what he says. He said it was anything to do with it, you know? Yeah. Give you anything for these guys' head? Yeah, he said it in front of all the people. I couldn't believe it. You know what I'm saying? In Anaheim? Yeah. All room full of shrimp.
Keefe D admits that he initially hesitated when presented with the offer, but ultimately agreed to carry out the hit. What makes Keefe D's confession even more chilling is the mention of multiple witnesses to the contract between him and Diddy. This suggests that there may be others who know the plot to kill Tupac. The existence of these witnesses adds credibility to Keefe D's claims and further deepens the mystery surrounding Tupac's murder. Who are
And we know one of those witnesses will be Undies, because if wherever Biggie went, that's where Undies went. That's where Mr. Rivera went. So he was at that meeting when they was sitting there plotting to do whatever they was gonna do to Suge and Pop.
Are these witnesses, and why have they remained silent all these?
And that's why he know who did Biggie in. Peep game, guys. Peep game.
Years. Furthermore, Keefe D implies that Tupac confronted another person involved in the plot. This person is most likely Keefe D's nephew, Orlando Anderson. This revelation paints a picture of a complex web of individuals and motives surrounding Tupac's death. It raises questions about who else may have been involved and what their motivations were. Keefe D seems to suggest that Diddy's offer in confrontation with Orlando is the catalyst for Tupac's murder. The video progresses. Keefe D drops another bombshell by revealing that Andre Harrell, another influential figure in the music industry, was present when the hit was ordered.
So it's Harrell, you, Puffy, Zip, and a bunch of Southsiders. And what Puffy makes kind of an announcement? Yeah. That was stupid as hell too, you know.
The involvement of Andre Harrell raises questions about his role and potential motives in the assassination plot. What was his connection to Diddy and Tupac, and how does he fit into the larger puzzle? Keefe D's confession has big implications. If it's true, it suggests that Tupac Shakur's murder wasn't a random act, but a planned assassination by influential people in the music industry. This challenges the idea that Tupac's death was just a result of a gang feud and suggests a darker motive. It also seems as if Diddy intentionally avoids Keefe D after doing his dirty bidding. For instance, on October 16th, 2023, 50 Cent shared a video on Instagram. 50 Cent included captions that say, "Laughing my ass out, brother love, show some love. Damn, should have just sent this fool a few dollars." In the video, Keefe D talks to Art of Dialogue about his thoughts on Diddy and their relationship. Keefe D is worried about how Diddy treats him compared to others, emphasizing that Diddy should have been more loyal to people like him.
I heard one of my homies from 30s. I heard he get every quarter he gets clothes, all this. Then you get this other dude a brand new Benzo or Maybach, another nigga piece of the record company.
Keefe D regrets getting involved with Diddy. He says his life was great until he met Diddy, but things went downhill after that.
God damn, homie. I was on top of the world until I met your motherfucker, dude. This is wrong, dude.
Keefe D thought he would get acknowledgement or help from Diddy because of their past connections. He's upset that Diddy didn't show any love or support, especially during tough times.
Come on, homie. I need something. Throw a dog a bone or something. Sit up there talking about you, Daddy Love. Show us some love. Mr. Love, I be watching you, dude. Damn, you ain't said shit. Keep it here or nothing. You walk around me like I'm on the grass or something. God damn, dog.
Keefe D talks about Diddy changing his name to Brother Love and implies it's ironic considering their past interactions.
Throw my kids something. Throw somebody kids something. God damn. Daddy Love. You ain't no love. That ain't love at all, dude. That's some bullshit. That ain't cool, dude. You know what I'm saying?
The person interviewing wants to know why it appears that Keefe's life was better before getting involved with Diddy and is asking for more information on this subject.
Man, I was getting 300 kilos a month, man. Balling, man. Didn't nobody know about me. My shit was smooth, dude. My shit was laid out smooth, man. I bet your mother and all the heat and thunder come around with your motherfuckers, man.
In the past, 50 Cent criticized Diddy for profiting from Biggie's legacy. In 2010, he launched a Twitter campaign called RIP Big, expressing his belief that Diddy was making money by using Biggie's name. 50 Cent argued that Diddy should stop using Biggie's name as a way to gain popularity, and questioned when Diddy last genuinely honored his late friend instead of focusing on his financial gains. Many people supported 50 Cent's petition. On Monday, October 9th, 50 Cent posted on Instagram, suggesting that Diddy should be prepared with a lawyer because he might be connected to Tupac's death. He said, "Damn, so Pac got lined by Brother Love. LOL, time to lawyer up. Might get sticky." This post came 2 weeks after officials charged Dwayne Keefe D. Davis with homicide in connection to Tupac's death. Can he catch a break? Outside of Biggie and Tupac, some videos making the rounds are not doing Diddy any favors. It has to do with his former associates from Uptown Records. Uptown Records is synonymous with talent and success, but it had a modest beginning with leaders like Andre Harrell, Al B. Sure, Heavy D, Puffy, and Kim Porter. They aimed to conquer the music industry, and they succeeded. However, in the last decade, tragedy struck as each member faced untimely deaths. The first loss was Andre Harrell, the visionary founder, who passed away at 59 due to a fatal heart attack.
The founder of Uptown Records passed. Andre Harrell died late Thursday at his home in California. Harrell reportedly died from heart failure. He was only 59 years old.
After Andre Harrell passed away, another Uptown Records founder, Heavy D, also died from a heart attack. People were surprised by the similarities in their deaths and started wondering if something was wrong. Then Kim Porter, Andre's assistant, and Diddy's ex also died under suspicious circumstances, leading to speculation, including rumors of poisoning. Later, only Al and Diddy were left. In 2022, it was disclosed that Al faced serious health issues, went into a coma, had a liver transplant, and is now recovering. However, Jaguar Wright seems to be connecting the dots. Uptown Records started with 5 people. Andre Harrell, Al B. Sure, Heavy D, and Puffy and Kim was the longest working employee. She was there from the very beginning. She was Andre's personal assistant. Kim is dead. Heavy D is dead. Andre Harrell is dead. The only 2 left are Puffy and Al almost died. Isn't that interesting? You want to know what they all had in common, though? The survivors in the late Uptown Records. They were all writing tell-all books. Has Puffy ever been in a coma? Has anything happened to him? He must be the luckiest motherfucker, because it seems like everybody that worked at Uptown Records from the very beginning are gone. Just him. Apart from the controversies and legal issues, Diddy is facing additional problems. Some of his past actions and behaviors might now pose a serious threat to his business empire. In a recent lawsuit, Cassie Ventura has come forward with a series of horrifying allegations against Diddy, detailing a relationship marred by abuse, coercion, and violence.
The woman who was his girlfriend for years says she was actually a victim of sex trafficking, plied with drugs, and forced to have sex with multiple men.
According to the lawsuit, Ventura claims that Diddy used his position of power to manipulate and control her. She alleges that he coerced her into taking drugs, forcing her to engage in sexual encounters with male prostitutes against her will. The level of control he exerted over her was suffocating, leaving her feeling trapped and helpless. But the allegations don't stop there. Ventura also accuses Diddy of physical abuse, claiming that he repeatedly hit her during their relationship. The lawsuit paints a picture of a tumultuous and volatile partnership where violence became a disturbing norm. The scars, both physical and emotional, run deep. Perhaps the most shocking allegation of all is the claim that in 2019, Diddy forced his way into Ventura's home and raped her. The lawsuit describes a harrowing incident where she was violated by the very person she once trusted and loved. The trauma inflicted upon her is immeasurable, leaving her shattered and seeking justice. But Ventura's story is not the only one that has emerged.
4 women are suing hip-hop mogul Sean Diddy Combs over sexual assault allegations dating back to the early 90s.
Other high-profile relationships that Diddy has had, including those with Jennifer Lopez and Cameron Diaz, have also been mentioned in the lawsuit. While no specific allegations have been made against these women, their inclusion in the legal documents raises eyebrows and adds another layer of intrigue to the unfolding drama. The web of allegations surrounding Diddy continues to grow as another woman steps forward with shocking claims of her own. Joey Dickerson Neal has filed a lawsuit against the music mogul, accusing him of unspeakable acts that have left her scarred for life. Her allegations paint a picture of a man consumed by power and a complete disregard for the well-being of others. According to the lawsuit, Dickerson Neal alleges that in 1991, Diddy drugged and raped her, committing an act of unspeakable violence that would forever change her life. But the horror doesn't end there. She claims that Diddy went even further, videotaping the assault and distributing the tape to others in the music industry. This vile act not only violated her physically, but also caused severe harm to her emotional well-being. The lawsuit alleges that the distribution of the tape had a devastating impact on Dickerson Neal's life, leading to a loss of trust, self-esteem, and a constant fear of being exposed. The trauma she endured has left deep scars that may never fully heal. Diddy, however, vehemently denies these allegations and dismisses them as nothing more than a money grab. He maintains his innocence, claiming that Dickerson Neal's accusations are baseless and without merit. The battle lines have been drawn, and the truth hangs in the balance. As the lawsuit unfolds, the world watches with a mix of horror and fascination. Will justice be served for Dickerson Neal? Will the truth prevail? These questions linger in the air as the legal battle continues to unfold. But Cassie and Dickerson Neal's allegations are not the only ones that have rocked Diddy's world. Liza Gardner has also come forward with her own lawsuit, accusing Diddy and R&B singer Aaron Hall of sexual assault. Gardner claims that she and her friend were subjected to unwanted advances and inappropriate behavior by Diddy and Hall at an event. They were then invited to Hall's apartment for an after party, where the alleged assault took place. The lawsuit alleges that Diddy and Hall were flirtatious and handsy, offering them drinks laced with unknown substances. The night took a horrifying turn, leaving Gardner and her friend traumatized and seeking justice. Diddy once again denies these allegations and calls them unsubstantiated. He maintains that the encounters were consensual and that he has been falsely accused. The legal battle between Gardner and Diddy adds another layer of complexity to the ongoing saga surrounding the music mogul. The allegations against Diddy take an even darker turn as a woman referred to as Jane Doe steps forward with a horrifying account of her own. Jane Doe alleges that she was sex trafficked and gang raped by Diddy and two other individuals when she was just 17 years old. According to the lawsuit, Diddy convinced Jane Doe to fly to New York City under the guise of pursuing a career in the music industry. Upon arrival, she was taken to Diddy's recording studio where she claimed she was drugged and subjected to unspeakable acts of violence. Jane Doe alleges that she was then gang raped by Diddy and two other individuals, enduring unimaginable pain and trauma. The lawsuit claims that she was held against her will and forced into a life of sexual exploitation and abuse. The manipulation and control exerted over her were beyond comprehension. As the lawsuits continue to unfold, the aftermath of these allegations has had a profound impact on Diddy's career and reputation. The public's perception of Diddy has been forever altered. Once seen as a powerful and influential figure in the music industry, he now finds himself at the center of a storm of controversy. Brands and sponsors have distanced themselves from him, wary of being associated with someone facing such serious allegations. Collaborations and business ventures have been put on hold as the industry grapples with the weight of these accusations. But amidst the fallout, Diddy remains steadfast in his denial of all the allegations. He continues to maintain his innocence, claiming that the lawsuits are nothing more than attempts to extort money from him. The legal battles are ongoing, and the truth has yet to be fully revealed. The lawsuits filed against Diddy by Cassie Ventura, Joy Dickerson Neal, Liza Gardner, and Jane Doe have sparked a larger conversation about the treatment of women and the abuse of power within the entertainment world. As the legal battles continue, the world watches with a mix of anticipation and concern. Will justice be served? Will the truth prevail? These questions linger as the survivors seek closure and the industry grapples with the need for change. It can also get worse because Keefe D is currently pleading not guilty in the Tupac murder trial. What if he decides to plead guilty? What does it mean for Diddy? What if his connection to Biggie's death is proven? If you enjoyed this video, click on the card showing on.
Man, yo, it's gonna get real if that man gonna tell on Diddy, like, oh, you ain't take care of me, bro, when you had a chance. I'm telling. Guys, we're gonna get ready to wrap it on up. But just to put the stamp on who did it, let's go back to Rivera and hear him explain how Biggie had a $62 million contract that P. Diddy couldn't touch, and he whitewashed it through his entertainment company, which was run by him, Biggie Smalls, that is, and his business partner, Lance Entertainment, Rivera. Hold on, we gotta put the blocker on for this. Motherfucking Vlad. You know how Vlad do.
Well, I remember right around that time, I did an interview with Gene Deal, and he talked about how he had a conversation with Big, and Big showed him a contract for like $62 million, saying that Big was getting ready to leave, Bad Boy, and he had all these other huge deals on the table and so forth.
Mm-hmm.
He said, but
Keep in mind, fam, this interview is a year old, guys. A year old, and the Rolling Stone just released what they released now. The feds be late. You see, when you in them streets, when you go get the information for yourself, you always early, you on time.
I'm about to get this money. So he showed me, I said, you about to get that money? He said, yeah, look at this. It had Charlie Baltimore, Cameron, Little C's, Little Kim, Junior Mafia, Tracy, I don't know, Tracy Murray, Tracy Lee, and the Commission. And they
Ooh, do you hear that lineup, guys? That was big lineup. No puff, no shiny suits. It wouldn't have been no Rockefeller. It wouldn't have been no nothing.
It had Charlie Baltimore, Cam,
huge deals on the table and so forth.
Mm-hmm.
He said, but I'm about to get this money. So he showed me, I said, you about to get that money? He said, yeah, look at this. It had Charlie Baltimore, Cameron, Little C's, Little Kim, Junior Mafia, Tracy, I don't know, Tracy Murray,
Tracy Lee,
and the Commission. And I think the contract was for so many years for like 62 million. It comes out to like $62 million.
And that's actually true. He had a bunch of deals on the table.
Well,
whether or not he was going to leave Bad Boy or not, but he still had a lot of deals on the table.
He had the opportunity to do whatever he wanted to do at
Pretty much. I don't know why you don't want to go on and say it, because you fucked that bag up, You fucked that bag up, because where's that money at, bro? Where's that $62 million at, bro? Biggie died. Your company went under. Bruh, you fucked that bag up, but yes, y'all, yes. Biggie was definitely trying to leave. He was fighting. He was trying to get out of there.
He was going to leave Bad Boy or not, but he still had a lot of deals on the table.
He had the opportunity to do whatever he wanted to do at that moment in time. He had proven himself.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we were having the discussions about what his future plan, what our business plans were moving forward based on the success that we were having. So yeah, it was we.
And when he say we, he ain't including Puff in that. He not talking about Puff. He talking about the Junior Mafia success, Lil Kim's success. That's what he talking about.
We were battling the charts. Biggie was battling himself on the charts at that time. Mafia versus Biggie. But it was for the benefits of what we were doing.
Yeah.
You know, when I tell people all the time, Big was a great A&R.
Recording.
Big was a businessman on the low. All right, guys, we're going to get on out of here with one last one, because we was bringing in so much of the truth, it's only right we get on out of here with one last one. What's that?
Well, we fast forward then to 1994, and Biggie's debut album drops, Ready to Die. His first single, Juicy, when they start doing the video, you're involved in the actual video.
Yeah. Puff gave me a shot at co-directing that video.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so he was like my first mentor in being a director. What's interesting is that Puff was smart back then because he lost money intentionally at a gambling while they was shooting dice, just so they wouldn't rob him.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was smart. This kid, he's worth everything he has. He's smart enough to have.
Yo, I know exactly what you're talking about. I once did that before in one of them West Side games. I was over there in one of them 145th West Side games, and I was hitting. I was hot. And I just seen it. I started seeing the wolves. I started seeing niggas coming out of buildings for no reason. Like, bro, you was upstairs all day. So, yep, I did. I started losing like a motherfucker. Niggas just wasn't caring. You just start throwing out. And that'd be the time when you just start rolling sixes. Six, head crack, head crack. But I know exactly what you're talking about.
Gotten.
Okay, and this single introduced the world to Biggie. I mean, even though he had some stuff here and there, he had the Dolly My Baby, remix and so forth. This was the first solo single which blew up.
And Big was scared to death.
Really?
Yeah, because he was like, listen, Puff's getting ready to screw my career. And what do you mean he's going to screw your career? He's like, I'm telling you, he's going to screw up my career with this. He wanted Machine Gun Funk to be his first single.
Biggie wanted it.
Biggie.
Yeah. And Puff was like, no, we're going to do more of the bubblegum kind of single.
Yeah. And, Big's, that's why I said Big was, his push for Junior Mafia was to balance out those commercial records.
See, Big got clipped ultimately because he wouldn't change clothes and move. You know what I mean? He wouldn't do what Jay-Z and Puff Daddy wanted to do. He didn't do that. He wanted to keep it street. He wanted to keep it hip hop. He wanted to keep it gutter. Now, whether that's good or bad, that's for you. That's for y'all Biggie fans to realize. But Biggie did not want to do that. He did not want to do that hypnotize, that all that crap. He wanted to be heard. And ultimately, Puff couldn't roll him over. Puff couldn't flip him, so Puff clipped him.
Right. So during this time, you and Big are meeting up and coming up with the idea for Junior Mafia.
Well, like I said, Jacob had already put me through school. So it was based on Biggie. The Junior Mafia was just 3 members. It was Chico Delvec, right? Who really was Big's connect to drugs. He was his plug, Chico, right? Little C's and Nino Brown, and they were called the Sixes. They had 3 sixes, like 666.
Wasn't Bugsy in the group also?
No, I'm talking about before that, right?
Okay, got
All
it.
Big used to just hang out on Fulton Street and smoke weed all day, all night, and rap. And Big would flirt with girls.
So Big just wanted to be Pookie. Big was okay with being Pookie the rapper, Pookie the artist.
Right? But Big was a boss. The first logo is, it was based on the cartoon Penelope Pit Stop. That was the first Junior Mafia logo, because that's how Big used to remind me that he was this really big guy and he had all of these short henchmen. So if you look at their first logo that was ever done, that's how they look, like the little henchmen in the Penelope Pit Stop, right? So, but it was only 3 members, right? But it was just the name. It was his crew, right? There was no music. He didn't know about nothing. So after Jacob talked me into stop thinking, because Undear started as a marketing company, right? So that's where the Undears, instead of ideas, I replaced it with Undears.
Right. Was short for understanding.
Yes,
which was your
which I
nickname.
was a 5% growing up.
Got it.
Yeah, since I was 11, something like that. But I went to Big after that and I said, here's the plan for Junior Mafia. And that included Little Kim, everybody, the Snakes, Rayshawn and Anton.
Right. The Snakes was Larceny and Trife.
Larceny and Trife.
Right.
Klepto. Now, mind you, Klepto was his name. Klepto comes from because he was a booster. Kleptomaniac. But Klepto used to sell Big all kinds of shit. You know what I'm saying? Versace. Klepto introduced Big to Versace and all of that, right?
Okay.
So Klepto had a Q45 green clip for it. And one thing about Big is if you had your own weed and you had a car to drive him around, he was putting you on. That was his promise to everybody. Like if you could drive him around, like and because I realized that through my research of the story, he promised so many people that they should have been what Un was to him. Right? And I'm saying, man, you guys really believe that, you guys, we put in work to get to what we accomplished.
Man, it's been a hell of a live, gang. This been a hell of a live. I hope you guys got a better picture than what you had before. You know what I mean, guys? Y'all wrap up, strap up, drink responsibly. Let me know if I missed any detail in the comment section, guys. Let me know what we could do to improve the channel. If you got any beefs, if you got any things you want me to any videos you want me to do pertaining celebrity gossip, hip hop, put it in the chat, guys. Love y'all, appreciate y'all. Y'all be safe now.